attraction. I'm about to get mean. I'm about to get loud. Spotlight on me when I take my bow. You're gonna pay full price if you want front row. I got a Hollywood star. I got my name in stone. Are you ready for the show? I sit back and let's go. I'm gonna blow your mind. I am a superstar, and I knew I'd come this far. You better make way. Get off my stage. Lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction. You're gonna feel your heartbeat when it starts to rush. I wanna look, leave your jaw wide open, 'cause I'm illustrious. Are you ready for the show? I sit back and let's go. I'm gonna blow your mind. I am a superstar, and I knew I'd come this far. You better make way. Get off my stage. Lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction. I am a superstar. I'm a superstar. And I knew I'd come this far. You better make way. You better make way. Get off my stage. Off my stage. Camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Last corner, last lap, pass.
Every driver dreams of a moment like this. A race that demands more than speed. It demands everything. This is where legends are made, and this is your chance to witness it. $30,000 on the line, and one chance to make it happen.
I mean, we can go 300 laps and have a cleaner race than you can a 20-lap feature at a local dirt track.
Best event of the year as far as I'm concerned, anywhere you go.
It's the most fun I've ever had in a race car.
We welcome you to coverage of the Northwest Racing Series and season number 12 of the trucks roll on at the 2-mile Irish Hills of Michigan. We're ready to rock and roll. We saw an exciting race with ARCA on Thursday night. What will the Northwest trucks entail on this fun, fast racetrack? 200 miles, 134 laps await them tonight here at Michigan. Round number 9 of season 12. Welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, your home for sim racing and simulcast on the Community Radio Network. I'm Wesley Outland. Jeremy Stanley is alongside as we get ready for this Memorial Day weekend. A break is upon us after tonight for next Monday night, Jeremy, but Charles Wooten punching the buttons on production. We're ready to see what we're going to see here. ARCA race was wild, right? I was entertained last Thursday night with ARCA at Michigan, Jeremy, and I think we're going to see the same with the trucks here tonight. Or do you think it'll be different? Good evening.
Good evening. We'll definitely see more of the same. Absolutely. These trucks are also a blast in Michigan. It'll create a very similar pack-like situation, and multiple grooves will be used. A lot of 2x2 and some 3x3s, and you guys are in for a hell of a show tonight.
And our buddy, I think I said 200 miles, 134 laps. Is actually 200 miles, 100 laps for today at this racetrack at Michigan. And Jeremy's a little bit under the weather, man. I hope you get feeling better. I appreciate you at least still trying to press on and join us in the booth, though.
Yeah, thanks, man. There's no clouds in the skies here. There's no clouds in the skies in Florida, but I'm under the weather, that's for sure. But it's okay. Someone's got it.
Well, let's take a look at the race analysis, getting you ready for tonight. Obviously presented by Race On. Hey, by the way, I'm understanding beginning May, Memorial Day, all the way until June, 75 races broadcast streamed on Race On. Watch live or on replay at raceon.com and get your subscription for some awesome racing to come in the deep south region of the U.S. No fast repair for these drivers of the trucks of the Northwest at Michigan, 100% fuel capacity. 3 sets on the pit lane plus 1 set that they qualify on. Qualifying has about to expire, and then they'll go 200 miles, 100 laps here tonight. And this is a place right now, Dennis Moore, top of the board, 38,964 over Dan West Jr., 38,967. Jeremy, this is a place, honestly, where it could be a track that could have a plethora of cautions, or it could be a racetrack here at Michigan where, man, you get up on the wheel and laps fly by. The next thing you know, this thing's a blur.
Yeah, qualifying your full throttle. You don't lift in these corners. So that's why you see the top 10 all within under 0.2 of a second from one another. But in the draft, though, you do have to lift. You do have to manage some tire wear, but it's just going to be pretty awesome show. I'm curious to see how they're going to tackle it. Is it going to be the same as ARCA? Is it going to be a little bit different? We'll find out.
And we're just about maybe 4 minutes away from the qualifying / drivers meeting concluding. Let's take a look at the Kaufman Creative weather conditions. Kaufman Creative, the official webmaster of LiveSimRacing.com. Sunny skies. It is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 25.69 degrees Celsius. Wind speed is at 12 miles an hour. The track temp is 114 degrees Fahrenheit. That's triple digits, 45.56 degrees Celsius. And it is just about 1 p.m. Eastern time. It is a quarter till the hour if you're keeping track. So 1 p.m. Eastern time. Clear conditions. That's going to make it really fun. That wind, I think, will be something that's going to be very visible to keep an eye on for the race too, Jeremy.
78 degrees in the skies in Michigan, 78 degrees inside my house. So at least we're matching temperatures
66
there.
in mine.
Yeah. It's been 90 plus degrees in Florida, and until I get insulation in this attic, this thing is cooking in my house. And it's going to be, I'm just doing as best as I can to simulate this Michigan atmosphere right now here on the north central side of the U.S. And it's okay. It's okay.
Well, we're about 2 minutes away from getting them gridded. I think this will let us step away real quickly to take another commercial break, and that'll let us have more coverage live for racing. Stay with us. We're back from Michigan after this.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Last corner, last lap,
Every driver dreams of a moment like this. A race that demands more than speed. It demands everything.
This is where legends are made, and this is your chance to witness it. $30,000 on the line, and one chance to make it happen.
I mean, we can go 300 laps and have a cleaner race than you can 20-lap feature at a local dirt track.
Best event of the year as far as I'm concerned, anywhere you go.
It's the most fun I've ever had in a race car.
Back here at Michigan International Speedway, getting you ready on LSRTV and CRN for round number 9 of the Northwest Racing Series in season number 12. By the way, we are off next week for Memorial Day. Thank you to the men and women that have fought, served, those that have perished to allow us to have the freedoms that allow us to do what we do, like enjoying iRacing or racing in general. Thank you to those men and women as we acknowledge them this Memorial Day weekend and those that continue to preserve our freedom. Remember, we're off next Monday, but it's go time here at Michigan. Starting lineup is ready. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr. on the front row in the 44 and the 55. Row 2, we'll see Tyler King and Ryan Bloom. Row 3, Kevin Smith and Devin West. Kevin Smith looking for that first win of the year. Row 4, Jeff Stabdow and Dan Lowther. And the move into the top 10, Jeremy, will find Sean Reichman and Frank Harris.
Row 6, Paul Newton in the 27, and in 12th place, Troy Daggett in the 99. Row 7 and 13th, Chris Kynes in the 57, Stephen Bartlett in the 23 and 14th. Row 8, Corey Elkelbarger in the 73, and then 16th place, John Ottenbacher in the 89. Row 9, you'll find Roy Grande Jr. in number 11, Stephen Paulison in the 58 and 18th. Row 10, Dana Rogers in the 07, and in 20th place on the outside, Scott Hutchison in the 91.
Yeah, there's the lineup. Only 20 trucks tonight. Wow.
Nice and even. 10 for you, 10 for me. 20 on the track. 100% effort here.
Michigan International 2-mile oval, 3.2 kilometers, D-shaped oval. 18 degrees of banking on the turns. Track features, of course, 3,600 feet on the front straightaway and the back stretch, 2,242 feet. 12 degrees of banking on the front straightaway, 5 degrees on the back stretch, and they are coming to the green flag. Round 9, getting ready for Memorial Day. The road to the championship and the playoffs in Season 12 continues. More West front row, green in the air, and you have a virtual race. Fighting the daylight, fighting the wind, Jeremy. That's something we'll watch as Dennis Moore and Tyler King sell it off into turn number 1.
Already 2-3 lanes being used here. Get off onto the back stretch. We're going to see who makes the big run, who's going to make some crazy moves here in the first opening laps when they got the fresh tires. Into turn number 3, the 44 leads the 21.55 there. 21, Mr. King's going to go up to the third lane, going to try to get a run on the 44, Dennis Moore. Corner exit turn 4. Dennis Moore leads lap number 1.
73 feet wide in the turns with a 10-foot apron, 45 feet wide in the straightaways with a 12-foot apron. Nice way of saying this, it is wide enough to go 4 or 5 wide and not cause any problems as long as you're brave enough. They're back in 2.
Yeah, let's see who wants to do that right now. Nobody. Single file this entire field down the back straightaway here to complete lap number 2. And the number 5, heading west, looking underneath the 25, Ryan Bloom gets to his quarter panel. Not going to be able to complete the pass on corner exit, but down this straightaway, they're going to try to do a little side draft. Ryan Bloom gets there, and everyone files back, single file.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're watching right now, seeing these guys working their way back around into turn number 1 and 2. Just getting started with this race. So glad you're joining us. Round number 9, obviously. Everybody just kind of being patient here for the moment as they work their way to the backstretch, heading into turn number 3. Almost 3 wide there for a moment as it looks like the 24 Stab now tries to make a move down to the inside. Remember, he got himself a good podium finish there last Thursday night for ARCA. But these trucks, though, Jeremy, very different than the ARCA cars. Right now we're watching them currently just kind of ride and drive here in the early going.
One stat to notate real quick here. Dennis Moore with the 3rd pole out of the past 5 starts. And not one driver who's got pole so far this season has went on to win the race. So not looking good there stat-wise for the 44. But he's looking oh so strong here in the early going.
High above from the tower camera shot to the start-finish line, overlooking turn 1. The virtual Irish Hills of Michigan right now. Dennis Moore in the lead, followed by Tyler King, Dan West Jr., Jeff Stabnow, Kevin Smith, your top 5. They're all patiently waiting to jump out of line, or are they? Look at Brightsman now, trying to climb into the top 10, along with Kynes and Newton as they work into 3.
Yeah, Chris Kynes right underneath Paul Newton to the 27, 2x2 for this part of the track right now, just for right around 10th place. Chris Kynes almost gets Newton cleared. Newton with the advantage on the momentum on the outside beats the 57 to the line there. And does he make the pass clear? He does. Chris Kynes is going to follow back behind the 27 Newton. Side by side, Ottenbacher to the inside there of the 7. Frank Harris still side by side down the back straightaway here. They barrel off into 3.
They will barrel it off into that third turn, as my colleague Jeremy just said. Just watching Frank Harris try to make a move on Odenbacher and Brightman. That's about the best battle that's on the racetrack right now as they work their way back down to the start-finish line. Working now 5 laps completed, now working lap 6. Dennis Moore for Beaver State Racing up in front. Tyler King, Dan West Jr., Jeff Stabnow, Kevin Smith, your top 5, and they're back into turn 1 and 2.
Surprised how strung out this pack got. I thought it was going to be similar to the ARCA race, but no, these guys are more on the tire conservation. They just did this on Thursday, and so they learned a little bit there, added to the stat books, to the notes and whatnot, and here we are. We're seeing a much more conservative approach to the start of this race, 100 laps. You got plenty of time to make adjustments and make your way up to the field. Up in the front here, 44's got a little bit of a gap, but here comes Dan West Jr. in the 55. Looking on the outside of Tyler King as Tyler is continuing to keep that nose just on the inside, getting some downforce to the nose of that thing to keep the truck turning.
Another good solid run for that man right now as again they put another lap on the board. Obviously we continue to see these guys work their way back around the racetrack. It is still Dennis Moore in the lead, but look at now to the inside. There's Dan West Jr. Tyler King up on the high side. Jeff Stabnow right there. And how about this? Beaver State Racing right there with the Win Racing driver of Dennis Moore. Beaver State right there as well. Tyler King. Here goes now Jeff Stabnow. He'll try to tuck in line, and we'll get now 4-5 trucks single file until Devin West jumps into the mix behind Kevin Smith for the back straightaway.
Man, I thought he was going to turn himself on that nose there, the way he cut up the track. Get up into turn number 3. Here comes Jeff Stabnow underneath Tyler King in the 21. See if he can't make the same pass that Dan West just did a lap or so ago. 00 Kevin Smith also looking underneath Jeff Stabnow as Jeff failed to make the turn 4 run on the inside. He got checked up. He's going to allow 00 to make another effort here. He's side by side with him. Almost gets some cleared momentum on the top though. He's going to have help from Devin West as Devin's loose. Great save from the 5.
Man, that was a great save, and we're continuing to watch this again going on down into the corner. One more time. Look at Stabnow right there behind Tyler King. And, you know, remember the other night, Jeremy, some of these drivers, they struggled, right? I mean, they didn't do well. But right now, you know, you can turn things around. If you had some bad luck in the ARCA race, do some things, do some strategy, do some testing, do some R&D, and maybe try to show your strengths better in the truck ride. Obviously, we're seeing these guys do it right here.
Yeah, they're absolutely doing it right now, and it has been much more difficult to make a pass in these trucks early on compared to the ARCA stuff. So I guess the notes that they may have brought from ARCA might not translate, as we're going to see the 5 here. Devin West going to try once more underneath Jeff Stabnow. It's just these trucks are so good on that second to third groove. It's really making it difficult for each of these drivers to make a pass. It does not matter if it's for 10th or for 5th or 1st. They're going single file as soon as they make that effort. You have to almost slide job the thing like Christopher Bell did to Joey Logano last night in the All-Star race to make a pass happen.
Yeah, man, how about Christopher Bell picking up the win in the All-Star race last night? I've said this on numerous occasions. I don't feel that Christopher Bell gets the credibility or the acknowledgement of just how good of a driver, Jeremy, he really is. And anybody that knows Race On or knows open wheel coverage that we've covered in the past, you know, they know about, you know, obviously the Norman, Oklahoma driver of Christopher Bell and where he came from open wheel cars and midgets and sprint cars and USAC and the World Outlaws and now finally driving NASCAR. You could say he's kind of a remnants of a Kyle Larson, just not as seasoned as Kyle Larson is, right? But I'm glad I think he's a talented driver. He really is.
my driver for picks is Kyle Larson. But that being said, there's a strong argument even for me that Christopher Bell is better than and should deserve more spotlight than Kyle Larson. I think Kyle just took the spotlight early because Christopher Bell has been in the Final Four the past couple seasons. Kyle Larson not there. So on the Cup side, he's better. I think he races just as many dirt races or close to than Kyle Larson does elsewhere. So like I feel like he doesn't have as many Cup wins, but at the end of the day, he's there more present in the championship picture, which that's an argument to be had.
Yeah. Well, back to the race at hand. Dennis Moore up in front right now in the 44. There is a couple of Team LSRTV drivers. Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, former champions of the series. Right there. 5 of the 24, making a climb into the top 5. And obviously, I'll tell you what, too, Jeremy, we're seeing this year, it's not just been in years past Win Racing and Team LSRTV. This year, Beaver State Racing has made a claim of wanting to get in here and cause some battles for the championship, I think.
Let's see it. Get a little diversity in there in the team battles and mix it on up, see what they can't do here. 44 Dennis Moore. We're still looking at this front battle because this is still the best battle on track. Stabnow has dropped back to 5th. Not looking good on these long runs here. 16 laps into this 100 lap event. He's falling off a little bit here. The 5 looking to pass. 55 Dan West Jr. He's on to the inside. This is a battle for second place here. Dennis Moore's going to like to see this image here. They're going to go neck to neck. They're going to give each other space so aero drag doesn't take them down too far. Now they're door to door trying to set up for turn number 1. And there he goes. Devin West is going to clear Dan West Jr. into turn 1. Now the 5. I think he has the fastest truck on the track at this moment. He's got the crosshair set on the 44.
Top 10 as it stands right now. Dennis Moore in the lead. Devin West, Dan West Jr., that's son and father, 2nd and 3rd. Tyler King, 4th. Jeff Stabnow, the top 5. Then it's Kevin Smith, Dan Lowther, Ryan Bloom, Sean Breitzman, and Paul Newton, all in the top 10. They work off of turn number 4. They're quickly approaching lap number 20 and 1/5 of the way through.
Yeah, race has kind of gone by quick. We're almost 20% in. Just a couple laps away from that notion there. Oh, look at the 5. Devin is just eating up Dennis Moore's rear bumper right now. He is going to make the pass effort sooner than later. Oh no, Jeff Stabnow to the wall. Turn number 2. Heavy check up there. Some damage to the right rear and left rear of his truck as he gets passed by the 00, the 27. And now Breitzman also looking to be there. Oh, Jeff almost came down across his nose. Jeff's truck's in trouble.
And gotta wonder if the handling's going away on that truck there very quickly early in the race. Stabnow falling all the way back to 10th.
He's going to continue to plummet down that pylon with that truck damage. Aerodynamics is crucial at Michigan, running 180, 190 miles an hour. So that truck is in trouble right now. Battle for the race lead here. Devin West throws it down. Almost clears the 44. Dennis not going to give it up lightly, though. Utilize some side draft, a little momentum from the outside lane. We still do not have a lead change yet. The 44 does lead that lap barely, but watch the number 5 here. We saw him pass the 55 the same way. Oh, he doesn't drive it down low. He couldn't stick the entry. It's going to allow Dennis to keep door to door with him off of turn number 2. Oh, but Dennis gets a little tight there. They're going to be neck to neck still in the 3.
There's the 5 on the bottom, battling there with Moore inside. He'll move to that spot and go to 2nd. Dennis Moore now, 2 for 1. Here comes father, son on the inside. Dennis Moore says, nope, not gonna happen. I'll be in the middle of that West sandwich, if you will. And now he's gonna try to power alongside Devin to get back into that lead position again as these top 3 trucks go at it again in the corner into 1.
Just barely. The 5 had the 44 at the line, so that's your first official lead change there. But Dennis Moore still saying, nope, I want this lead back. This is really good for not only the 55 of Dan West, but also Tyler King in the 21, Dan Lowther in the 63. As they're kind of hanging tight a little bit here, they need this right now. Look at, I've noticed, have you seen Lowther's line right now? That truck is just eating the outside. I saw him blink in and out a couple of times, and I thought maybe that was a one-off, but he is up there on that Kyle Larson line and just still inside the top 5, just doing it. Look at that. There's marbles up there. He doesn't care. He's making speed.
All this going on again as we still continue to watch the 5. Hold on to that top spot. There's Dennis Moore. Sean Brightsman starting to climb. He's up to 7th now. Whoa, sideways for the lead. Moore up against the wall. Devin West back to the bottom. He's fighting there. They're digging, Jeremy. They're digging.
Keep track of the lead changes here. 2 lead changes now amongst these 2 drivers. Can Devin West get it back? Great effort through turns 1 and 2 this time. The 55 is going to assist. The 44 just a touch, but then he backs it down, not giving the draft assist to the 44. As they go neck to neck into turn 3. They're on lap 23. Looks like Dennis is going to have a great launch off a turn 4 exit here. And this should go back to the 44. Keeps it that way at 2 lead changes. Pass Paul Newton, looking on the inside of Sean Brightsman here. Turn number 1. This is where the tire wear starts to play a role. We're going to see some movers and droppers. And we're going to see some ill-handling trucks like we saw Jeff Stabnow a little bit ago as they go single file in this section of trucks momentarily. But this is it. This is your lane searching. You're trying anything you can to find that long run grip. But right here, these guys are using it all up.
By the way, don't forget, we're off next Monday night. We're taking off for Memorial Day. This Thursday night, we're planning to broadcast live from Five Flag Speedway, the ARCA Series. I'm actually looking forward to that race, Jeremy. I think it's probably going to be one of the I'm not taking anything away from Daytona or Michigan or the races we've had so far on the ARCA schedule, but I think it's going to be really cool to go back to grassroots, short track racing, if you will. I think Five Flags is going to deliver that this Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. It's the first time I've only partaked in one league race there, and I think I told you that was in the Cup cars for some odd reason. But I've never called a race there, and that'll be great to call. And speaking of which, if we do call this Thursday, which would be great, I'll be going back to back. So this is my first time ever going to be doing 2 broadcasts on the same night, literally like how you do it. Jump off of one, slam onto the other, and get going on it. So that'll be be entertaining for myself too. Yeah.
You'll get a little sample of like you said,
of your life.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wesley's world.
No, I do not.
The only thing I've not done is done my laundry at 11 p.m.
No, the reason I do my laundry on Thursday is because I go out of town on the weekend, Jeremy. That's why I do it.
It's beautiful. It makes perfect sense.
Oh my goodness. People don't listen to him. You can't hear him anyway unless you're listening on the radio.
This is where I think the YouTube viewers get confused because there's a moment of silence and then laughing. It's like, what's being said
think we're going
behind
crazy
this?
or something. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then guys on the CRN are just like, hey, I got all the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh my goodness, yeah, man. We did some
6 hour
races back in the day.
broadcast.
Dude,
Could
we
you
used to
imagine?
do the 6 hours. We did the 12 hours for what race did we do for New Year's Eve? Was it New Year's Eve we did 12 hours? Then we did 6 hours. We got up in the morning, Jeremy, at like 7 a.m. We're on the air at 7 a.m. So from 7 a.m. until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we did like a 6-hour iRacing broadcast. I think we did one in Daytona. We did one in Talladega. We did one at the iRacing Super Speedway. Is that even still around? I really like that track.
Which track is it?
It's called the iRacing Super Speedway.
Oh, the old Coca-Cola Speedway from in 2003. Yeah, no, it's still being utilized. I call league on Wednesdays that they run it. Absolutely. The old Coca-Cola Speedway.
Yeah.
I wish I could call it that. Coke didn't want to endorse it. I completely get it, but it's all right. But that's a long broadcast time. 12 hours. 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I
yeah.
enjoyed the endurance racing, but endurance broadcast, that's a whole other game there. Look at this.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's going to hit the wall
When
this
we
time.
done that race, Jeremy, that was at the time when I think I was in my car at a racetrack. I did a broadcast at a racetrack one time in my car while we were on the
How'd
air.
you see the track from the car?
Do what now?
How do you see the track from the car?
How did I? Well, I mean, Charles sent me a video feed, and I called it on my laptop. I had I had one of them. What do you call them? The converter things. Power converters that you plug into your cigarette adapters, and it allows you to have like multiple plug-ins and things for your laptop and mixer and whatnot. So that's what I did. I was in the parking lot and called the race.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Whatever it takes, brother. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. You got the tools. You got the time. That's really cool. Look at this though, on the track here. How many drivers have converted to that fifth lane up against the wall? I didn't think that was a thing to look at as we're looking at the 23 Bartlett in pit road on lap 32. I guess this is the start of the pit window. I thought it was going to come a little bit later in the race, but Jeff Stamina on pit road. Bartlett's on pit road. I think Elkoberger already made his pit stop because he's one lap down in the 73. But there's so many drivers now. They're up against that wall. I'm really surprised. I've not seen so many drivers in one race already search that far outside lane.
Chucky, Charles, I tried to send you a message in Discord. It says that it won't go through. I don't know why, but I did because you're, Chucky on your Discord account. Yeah.
We're broadcasting Chucky and Wessie.
Charles Wooten. Charles Wooten is on production, everybody, a.k.a. Chucky.
Yeah.
He says, and I quote, cocky, confident, and he don't give a damn what you think.
Cocky, confident, and cheesy Chucky over there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, well, supposedly we're supposed to be friends. And how can I tag you in something when you ain't going to answer? See, he's just like me. I'm the same way.
34 laps in, and we are having a marital dispute. LSRTV, CRN. Chris Kai's 57 to the outside wall.
Is that what you call it, Jeremy? A marital dispute? Why won't you talk to me, Charles? Love-hate relationship. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, though, by the way, even though people think that I sound out of my mouth, think the producer, right? He does that to us, Jeremy.
He does do that. Hey, we have action on the YouTube side. We got Ace High Racing saying, let's go, Dennis. He liked and smashed the like button. And then
you go.
Devin is saving tires. He's claiming the 5 is saving tires. And then Wesley's a diehard, I guess, hands down is what he said. As we're looking at more pit stops, 44 on pit road, 00.
I am a diehard.
Quite a few,
I'm like a
6
diehard
drivers in
battery.
total on pit road. John Ottenbacher down. Dan Lowther's down. 4th through 10th, all in pit road right now. 77. Karras, Chris Kynes. Look, I'm just filing in on lap 36 here.
Chris Kynes on pit road, Napa Auto Care 57. And how about this? We are closing in on already lap number 40 of this race. Let's take a look at the race analysis so far as we see Ottenbacher now. West entering on pit road, Ottenbacher exiting, Chris Kynes, Harris, Daggett. These guys are pitting on lap number 35 of the race here. We have no problems whatsoever. 6 lead changes, Jeremy, in this 100-lap race, 200 miles. And so far, we have been under green flag conditions since the race started. And listen, we've seen this series do that. What, last week was caution-free, wasn't it?
It was damn near caution-free. I think we may have had 1 or 2. I forget the number, but
yeah,
it was very clean racing. There's been a couple of hiccups along the season of 2025, but a 3-wide action almost there. Ryan Bloom in the middle of it. Almost put Ottenbacher on the outside wall, but yeah, I think last week was very clean overall. Just overall, this whole season was just very good.
Yeah, listen to this. Last week we were at Rockingham, actually. It was 8 cautions for an hour and 11 minutes at Rockingham last week. Now, I'm referring to, I believe, last week, was it the ARCA race? It might have been caution-free at Michigan last week. Might have been.
We're going to have to check the stat page on that one.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right, what do we got?
So if you remember, it was like really good the first, 80 laps or so, and then with about 15 laps to go, we started getting caution flags, Jeremy. There were 5 cautions for 15 laps, but it was at the end of the race.
91 on pit road here. Hutchinson. Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah, we had a little bit of late this there. But really long green. I do remember this now. And so you're probably going to see that here. You're probably going to go caution-free, to be honest. These trucks are so spaced out now. Even after these pit stops, it's going to further space this field out. So the only cautions we're going to see is if a truck gets, self-spun off of turn 2, most likely. Turn 4, you're not going to see anything. It's going to be turn 2. It's going to be the troublesome quarter of the night, if there's any trouble at all, minus Jeff Stabnow.
Will we see any trouble at all? That's the question. Like you said, man, everything's going great right now for these guys. By the way, last week at Rockingham, there were 8 cautions. The week before in Kansas, there was 0 caution. That's the race I was referring to. 2 weeks ago, Kansas, a track very similar to this one, except 1.5 miles instead of 2 miles. It went caution-free. Nashville saw 14 cautions. Race number 5 of the year, Portland saw 1 caution. Richmond Raceway saw 6 cautions. Vegas saw 9 cautions. Phoenix saw 11 cautions. And Daytona saw 6 cautions. So there's your kind of caution counter, if you will, of how the season's been for the Northwest Truck Series so far in season 12, Jeremy.
There you go. And you're looking at the battle here for 2nd and 3rd. Dan West Jr. in the 55. Look at that. He gapped 3 seconds on that round of pit stops. Absolutely just dominated that pit cycle there. 3 seconds on 1 stop is a massive gain there. He knew where the break point was. He must have practiced that to gain that much time. It's a very competitive field, so to gain 3 seconds quite amazing. Let's see if he can hold that, because there's a draft now with the 5 and the 44. Dennis, if he knows how to get back to the race lead, he needs to draft the 5, carry them forward until he can't stay behind him anymore. Then, of course, you got to do what you got to do. Right now, they've already gained 2/10 since the start-finish line here on this lap.
Heading about 8 laps to the halfway mark of this event. Everything's still calm, cool, collective for the moment. We're at the top of the hour. We'll pause very quickly for 10 seconds of station identification on the Community Radio Network, the Northwest Racing Series from Michigan.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Just about ready to hit the halfway mark of tonight's race at Michigan International Speedway, round number 9 of the Northwest Racing Series. iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, along with Jeremy Stanley. I'm Wesley Outland, Charles Gluten on production. And for the first 45 laps of this race coming up here, Jeremy, it has been a calm, cool, collective event, 30 minutes down, and this race is already approaching 100 miles.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close here, about 6 laps. So 12 miles, we will be at the halfway mark of this event, and just very calm. We're seeing the 5 and the 44. They are eventually, or at least trying to catch the race leader, Dan West Jr., but that's not the only battle on track. You got 3 trucks right here, the 27 of Paul Newton leading, Sean Brightsman in the 46. This is for 5th, 6th, and 7th, as John Ottenbacher is tailing as well. These 3 trucks are making some little gains themselves and having some fun dancing around here on the front straightaway. Just single file racing here. Almost a little shot. There it is. Sean Brightsman giving a little bump draft to Paul Newton heading to turn number 1.
Dan West Jr., Devin West, Dennis Moore. There is Paul Newton, by the way. Sean Brightsman. That's for 5th spot on the racetrack. Still a long way to go, though. Five laps. 10 miles away to halfway, 100 miles in this 200-mile race. It has been a very calm race for the most part.
Hit some battles along the track, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, Jeremy, when do you think that intensity will pick up? You know, when will it get crazy?
It's not unless there's a caution, so we're just going to continue to see these 2 truck battles, 3 truck battles along the way, like we just saw here. And it's really that Brightsman, Newton, Ottenbacher. And here we go. Actually, if we switch over to the race lead, the 5 of Devin West is only a half a second away from Dan West. And then Dennis Moore is still, he's slipping back a little bit, but he's still within reach. So the intensity is going to pick up for the race lead, and then also still going on for 5th, 6th, and 7th. So it's not like we're at a low point in general. It's just, this is Michigan sometimes. I expected pack racing, but boy, was I wrong on my book today.
Well, I can tell you this, man. I'm very impressed with the job that these guys have done so far. Definitely, we saw a fun race with the ARCA cars. And I got to wonder if we're going to see that same kind of strategy. Remember what happened. We were literally having this same type of scenario last Thursday night right here at Michigan with the ARCA series. And then they went, about 75, 80 laps. And then all of a sudden, cautions, breed cautions. And that's what we saw at the end of the race, and it was a fun one. It was a good race, but I wonder if that could be the same scenario we're seeing right now. But we also know these guys in the Northwest, man. Nope. We've seen a lot of caution-free races out of these guys. They respect each other. That's one of the biggest things I love about doing the Northwest Series. Some of the best esports iRacing competitors, Jeremy, from the Pacific Northwest, are from the Northwest Racing Series. They are highlighted right here each Monday and Thursday, hands down. And I know we got some new talent this year, and I know we got the ARCA program, and there's names that we haven't heard before running this season. But even with that, I mean, there's just it's just the competitiveness level and the respect level for young and old, for the veteran racers or even the new drivers, is just phenomenal with this Northwest Series.
Yeah, no kidding. And one of the new names that you touched on, Ryan Bay on the ARCA side, just sheer dominance so far, winning half the schedule almost. He's doing an excellent job. So the people they brought in have just been great. In addition to already the great roster that this series brings along in this league, so it's wonderful. It's very, very good to see. I've seen some leagues that are terrible each week in, week out. A lot of arguments, this and that. Every time I'm on Discord, I'm like, why do they even race with each other? Then I come over here and it's just like family that likes each other. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's about the best way of saying it, man. It's like a family, and everybody respects each other, and they get along. And if they do have any kind of words or beefs or grief, they say what they say on their mind, and then, it doesn't carry over to the following weekend per se, right?
It sure does not. It's really neat.
Halfway, by the way, we are in the second half of the race of this event for round number 9 of the Northwest Racing Series. Hey, let's go real quickly to a break. Something we haven't done is take a commercial. If something happens, we will break in, but we are currently halfway, 50 laps down, under 50 to go now here at Michigan. We're back in just a moment.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
You've probably seen us all over the racing world and doing a lot of racing designs for events and race teams, but we also do a lot of stuff from small boutiques in small cities all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. Your brand deserves to be seen. We print on more than just shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and much, much more. Custom corporate branding starts here.
Last corner, last lap, pass.
Every driver dreams of a moment like this. A race that demands more than speed. It demands everything.
This is where legends are made, and this is your chance to witness it. $30,000 on the line, and one chance to make it happen.
I mean, we can go 300 laps and have a cleaner race than you can 20-lap feature at a local dirt track.
best event of the year as far as I'm concerned, anywhere you go.
It's the most fun I've ever had in a race car.
Back here in Michigan, and you have not missed an absolutely thing. Jeremy Stanley, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten on production. Nearing the home stretch of this one as we approach the second 100 miles of this race. Flag to flag so far. Things kind of simmering down, except for this battle now heating up for 5th place between Adam Newton, Sean Brightsman, and Ryan Bloom going into turn number 3.
Yeah, Ryan Bloom just kind of substituted himself in and replaced John Ottenbacher. We kicked him back a little bit and just kind of hanging low, but this battle's been going really strong. I also want to, let's see, maybe there's a bump here into turn 1. Brightsman just been pushing Newton for multiple laps now, into turn number 1 especially, but look at the leaderboard. 5 to 44 in the 55. Remember, 55, Dan West Jr. was in the lead. These guys in the 5 and 44 have caught and passed and then thrown away Dan West Jr. being 2 seconds outside the race lead. And on the stats for pit stops, Dan West Jr. came in on lap 34, Dennis Moore in 35, and Devin West in 36. So 1 lap of tires made that big of a difference for Dan West, and he is struggling to stay within the top 3 here.
Are you surprised, Jeremy, that we're seeing a race that's so far been green since the drop of the start of this thing? I mean, literally just watching what we've been watching so far, the 60 laps of this deal.
Yeah, I mean, I came into this thing expecting the multiple, like, pack-style racing side by side and all that good stuff. And then, so my mindset was, yeah, we're going to have some cautions. But then how this thing played out the first 20 laps, and I've had to, like, scratch my head and rethink how this thing was going to go. I'm still, honestly, surprised after they got strung out that there's still some pack racing going on against, like, 3 or 4 trucks. But, yeah, just very clean drive for all these drivers, and not really one of them have had handling issues, which is also a surprise to myself.
.40 laps to go when they come back to the line as Devin West is, Lowther's in the wall. Dan Lowther.
Speaking of handling, no.
Chris Kynes into the fence. Lowther and Kynes holding together. They got damage, but they still keep going straight.
I jinxed it. I said there was no handling issues, and then Dan Lowther said, excuse me. And now Chris Kynes with that right side damage. He's all aerodynamically messed up. You saw him. He was walking the thing left and right in turn 3 and 4. Is there a way we can see what happened to Dan Lowther there? He just looked like he probably just got really loose off of turn 2.
Sure, we can put up a replay. Check this out. Watch the 57, but first the 63.
Man. Overcorrected, smashed the wall, scared the living daylights out of Chris Kynes. He found the outside wall. It wasn't very kind to him. No. Okay.
Yeah, another look at it again. Wow. Sean Brightsman again, Ottenbacher. That's the battle now for 6th, 7th, 8th. Trying to run down Ryan Bloom. Newton on the high side down.
Ryan has been slowly creeping up through this field, passing multiple trucks. He broke up the 46-27 duo. And now he's out here trying to pass the 27. Nowhere near the race lead by any means, but he's doing what he can. Ryan Bloom has got the long run truck underneath him right now.
Ryan Bloom inside of Newton. This going on now for the number 5 spot. And the top 4 are about 9 seconds behind the leader of Devin West. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., about 2 seconds back. And then you got about 6 seconds behind them. Almost 8.5 seconds there were Tyler King. And then you got Newton and Bloom and Brightsman. All them battling here. As there you see Kevin Smith and Roy Grande. They're on pit road here now.
Yeah, we saw first pit stops between lap 30 and 36. And so that window there is about now. 60 to 70 is we're going to start to see everybody else come down for their final green flag pit stops here this evening. Lap 65, they put some 35 laps to go. It's just on the edge of the field window. So at any time, we're going to see a bunch of these drivers start breaking down.
Late race pit stops, you think are around the corner here, Jeremy? Obviously going to have to decide the finish of the race.
It has to be, yeah.
Pit stops
that window
coming
was
up.
30 to 36. 36, 72, and then you close it out. So there's one more guaranteed. And that is within the next 5 laps. I'm going to say within the next 7 laps, we're going to see 2/3 of the field down at minimum.
Devin West still in front. What a season for Devin if he pulls this off. I mean, I'm looking at Lowther now pitting. I'm trying to find information on Devin West. And if he gets this victory here, Devin West obviously won the dual qualifier race in Daytona. Then he turned around and won at Vegas. Then he won at Kansas. And you know, there's a lot of scenarios of saying, here's the same thing from a couple of weeks ago with the Kansas win, Jeremy. And what I say by that is that race was caution-free. So far, this race is caution-free. And Devin West won the race. And the track, though it's a half mile less in size, it's still similar. Their tracks they have the same configuration.
To add to that, right there, did you pick up the shape of the tracks that he's won at? Daytona, the letter D. Las Vegas, letter D. Kansas, letter D. Where are we at tonight? Michigan, letter D. When it has a swooping front straightaway, count the 5 into this thing. Kind of an odd stat, but it's kind of cool though. You see, there's 55. He's on pit road. Here's the 5-year race leader. How good of a pit stop does he have? We saw the 55 have an excellent pit stop last sequence. Does he make up the time with this pit stop?
Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, they're on pit road now. And I got a feeling it's the money stop, too.
This is it. This is the final one right here. Unless, of course, there's a caution, but we'll see. I don't expect one, but you never know with these caution cycles. Something wild could happen. You can have Kevin LePage just pull up and wreak havoc. And the first whoopsie of the night. Jeff Stabnow.
Oh, wow.
Pit road violation. Sounds like it could be speeding on pit road exit. So, Des Knight went from bad to worse with that penalty.
That's bad luck for Jeff Stab now. Now, does the black flag mean they're out of the race, or they just got to come down for a penalty?
That's penalty. That'll be there. So if it's a speeding penalty, it's just a pass through. Which he took care of it right there. So that's gonna put him probably just 1, possibly 2. Yeah, he was +2 right now. Brightsman's the race leader.
Disappointing because he was in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To start the thing, right? And then he had that wreck. Kind of, that damaged the truck, and then he fell back, and then nope, penalty.
Lap 71, 30 laps to go here. 29 remaining now at the line at Michigan.
So we're just continuing to see how this thing plays out. 9 drivers on the lead lap. Ottenbacher just came out. He's 38 seconds. He's right in front of the race leaders. So he might or might not fall to the grasp of Brightsman. When he comes down pit road, he won't fall. Never mind, which I think the 46 pit in this time. Possibly the 24 goes around. Nope, he's going to stay out. Just look at that speed differential between Brightsman, who has not pitted, and everybody else who has. He's the only truck that has not. And I'm kind of curious if he's just, I'd probably just praying for a caution, I would think, because he's not having really any advantage. He's actually at a distant advantage by staying out like this, because he's just going to, when he comes down pit road, it's going to be such a deficit that there's no way he's going to be able to make that time up. So he's praying for this caution.
Praying for a caution indeed, because this race has been nothing but calm, cool, collected, as I mentioned, and we're only 51 minutes into this race. That's another thing that I got to hint on as well, Jeremy, is that, man, these guys, when they get out here and they race this year, they don't mess around, and they run really quick races, right?
Yeah, absolutely. More times than not, these caution counts are 3 or less, and it's great to see. It just goes to touch on your point earlier about how well these drivers race themselves, their competition, the track. There's not too many situations at all where you're like, what are these guys are doing? Because they just look like they know exactly what they're doing. Including tonight. There's only 1 pit penalty. We had 1 or 2 trucks into the wall. It's been a very clean, solid race. As you see the 46, he's exiting pit road finally here. 44, Dennis Moore goes back to the race lead. But he's got a tough battle. He's got the number 5 all on his tail here. This is for the race lead.
25 laps to go when they work their way back around to the start-finish line. There you see Dennis Moore, Devin West battle for the lead, heating up. Maybe something happening here. Now, my question is this, Jeremy. They pitted at lap 68. Is that enough to go the distance, do you think?
Oh, yeah, that's it. We're good. So these guys first came down on lap 36. These guys on your screen. 34, 35, 36. So 36, 72. And then that's under 36 laps from there. So the fuel window is definitely not a question. The tires don't seem to be a question. So it is just from here on out, full send it, and whoever wins, wins the thing.
Home stretch time with 3/4 of the race completed, 25 remaining. There you see Devin West getting around Dennis Moore again. And let's be honest, these have probably been the 2 competitive guys here tonight at Michigan going at it. It's only a matter of time, I believe, when Devin West was going to get back around the 44 again. Dan West Jr., close second with competitors to the other two, but, you know, he's all the way back, 3 seconds to the leaders, so.
Yeah. Minus the top 3, look at the separation between Dan West Jr. and Tyler King. 10 seconds between those two guys. That is a crazy delta there to make up on the pylon. And then after the complete cycle, we have 14 drivers on the lead lap out of the 20 entries. So a quarter of the field down 1 lap. But the top 3 are just excelling far more than everybody else by a mile right now.
Looks like we're seeing the best battle on the racetrack right now between Paulison, Lowther, and Harris. And that is 12th, 13th, and 14th as they are single file. Wow. A quiet race here tonight at Michigan. Shades of what we saw in round number 7 at Kansas, with the same man up in front again of Devin West, looking to try to lock up another win here, Jeremy. I mean, he is just in another world. Nobody can catch this guy. I mean, Dennis Moore might have been the only one, but he's already got by them.
Yeah, it's 1 second now separates the 5 and the 44. So if it stays green the whole way, it is looking to be, again, the pole sitter not winning the race. And if the track is the shape of a letter D, Devin West is the man to pick for the event, as we have now just around 20 laps left in this race, 40 miles to go. Just a very, very calm race, man. Still 2 pit stops, no issues on pit road. It's kind of crazy to see. These guys are all buttoned up and ready for business tonight.
Closing in on an hour of this race, 56 minutes actually in total. Devin West, Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., top 3. Tyler King, 4th. Paul Newton, 5th. Ryan Bloom, Sean Breitzman, John Ottenbacher, Kevin Smith, Roy Grande, your top 10 so far. Race summary with 20 laps to go, put up on the board, presented by Virginia811.com. Reminding you to dig with care. No cautions. Caution laps are a big old fat goose egg as well. But 11 lead changes in this race. And I'll be honest with you, Jeremy, I think a lot of them happened when we saw the fluctuation of green flag pit stops.
That is 100% the case, because if it's not for the top 3 being so far out, all those other lead changes was like Sean Breitzman, who stayed out, and a couple other guys who pitted a little bit later than everybody else. Outside of that, it's just all been between the 5, the 55, and the 44. I think there's been a total of 5 leaders, if I think 5 or 6 in total, including that cycle. So absolutely that is the case.
To the home stretch we go. And remember, Devin West, if he picks up this win, will be obviously at the top of the win list of anybody else. He'll have his 3rd win this year, joining victories at Las Vegas, Kansas, and now Michigan. That would put him at the top of the winners poll. A couple of other drivers with a couple of wins this year, including Dennis Moore with just 2. He won, of course, at Phoenix and last week at Rockingham. And don't count out Paul Newton, who won Daytona, and he won the road course at Portland. But Jeremy, with 17, 16 to go at the line, if Devin West wins this race, he's got the most wins of anybody this year at 3. Count 4 if you want to count winning the duel at Daytona.
Yeah, it's not like technically it's 4 wins of the season, but the actual season, regular season schedule, it's going to be 3. But when you get a win, you put it on the column anyways as a victory. So we're going to count it as 4 because I know he would. That's what we're going to do here. But he's got 16 more laps. And Dennis Moore, after he fell to 1 second, Dennis has actually been matching the lap times of Devin West. So it's not all over just yet. But he also had a little bit of a draft help from the 63 of Dan Lowther. He's now cleared him on the back straightaway. Coming up to 15 laps remaining in this event. So 30 miles left. And we're still 1 second gap between the 5 and the 44 as Dan West Jr. has kind of slipped out of the picture, 5 seconds back.
$15 at the line. There's Bloom. He's in 6th. Quiet night for Ryan Bloom as well. I think, let's be honest, quiet night for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely no kidding, right? And the race time, man, we're 15 laps left.
Yeah, we're just about to pass an hour. It's exactly an hour. An hour and 25 seconds into this race right now, buddy. That's where we're at right now.
Shortest Michigan race ever at this rate, or this amount of laps.
Unbelievable. I mean, I literally, we're just seeing sheer domination by this guy tonight, man. And Devin West, the only scare we might have had was when Dan Lowther and Chris Kynes almost got together on the back straightaway, Jeremy. It didn't happen. They saved them.
No, yeah, absolutely. Ooh, Dan, you got loose off a turn 2 that time again.
Okay, I'm not talking about
the only truck. Yeah, right. It's the only truck we've caught on camera having handling issues. So I guess we just got to keep the camera on him and see what else he might spice some things up in this race that might or might not be needed. We know that Dan West Jr. wants to have one more shot at this thing. We know Dennis Moore said, "Hey, I was your pole sitter. I want to win this thing." Speaking of which, he's catching back up slightly. He's underneath that 1 second margin. So, but yeah, no. If it's going to be a caution, it's probably going to be from that 63 because he's the only one a little on edge right now.
Closing in on a dozen remaining. And still, Devin West in the lead. Dennis Moore in that 2nd spot. Dan West Jr. 3rd. Look at Ryan Bloom on the inside. Making a move on Scott Hutchinson, by the way. He's way in the back, a lap down in 15th. You know, we got something brewing here between Lowther and Harris. This is going on for 13th and 14th, but they're a lap down.
He got loose again. It doesn't matter if it's a lap down, man. We got a battle on the track. Let's keep our eyes on this thing. Loosey-goosey 63 and Steady Eddie Frank Harris just battling right now for 13th and 14th. The only real battle on the track at the moment.
10 to go with Devin West in the lead. Moore in 2nd. Dan West Jr. in 3rd. Tyler King, Paul Newton. And we're in the home stretch of this final 20 miles.
As we have our hip-hop producer, Charles, moving on the buttons.
Thank you to DJ Chucky for spinning the hits.
DJ Chucky. Scratching some cheese pizzas up back there.
There you go.
Multi-talented producer right here. I would keep that name under wraps, sir.
Well, as we close in on 9, make it 8 to go. There, of course, is Dennis Moore. He's in that second spot, moving around lap traffic. Nobody in sight. Pretty much putting this one to the finish line.
So Ryan Bloom's got the better long-run truck here, so this might actually become a battle. He's got the draft, he's got the speed. This might be a battle in the race, or the lead lap. 27 of Newton, 25 of Bloom. This is for top 5, which actually kind of an important step here. Like, hey, I got a top 5. No one goes, hey, I had a top 6. So Ryan Bloom trying to get that top 5 right here. 7, now almost 6 laps to go.
Yeah, home stretch, no doubt. Coming to the finish of this one. I don't think anybody has got anything for Devin West. I mean, even Dennis Moore is 7/10 back to the 5. As long as the 5 doesn't overreach. Look at Newton, though. Dirt tracks it sideways. Battling with Bloom for 5th. And they're door-to-door, Jeremy, going to 3.
Side draft from the 25. He ducks out of lane as soon as he gets that nose ahead. Veteran move by Ryan Bloom. He's going to slide in front of Paul Newton just like that. Boom. Top 5 to the 25. Ryan Bloom there. Dennis Moore. He's got more speed overall than Devin West, yes, but he's not picking up a 10th a lap. And at 6 laps to go, it's not going to be enough. Oh, Paul Newton giving it one last strong effort there into turn number 1. Maybe you can use some draft here to get to him once more, but I think Ryan's got this top 5 under lock.
Don't adjust your TV sets. What'd you say, Charles? He has. Don't adjust your TV sets. Dennis Moore is gaining on the 5 with 5 to go. Truck 5 under attack by the 44, and he's gaining on him. Gotta wonder, Jeremy, if there's a renewed vigor for Dennis Moore. He's looking, by the way, for the 3rd win of the season if he pulls it off as well.
Yeah, we put the spotlight on him, and now he's dropping back here. 0.62 at the line this time. 4 laps to go. He's got to gain a 10th and a quarter each lap to even have a chance. And I don't see that happening right now. He's still stagnant at a 0.62 away off of turn 2.
Moore, half a second now. Back to the leader. Devin West, there they are. They're in sight. Closing in on 8. Now make it 6 miles remaining. 3 to go. Devin West still in the lead. Back into turn number 1, Jeremy. It's closing in on the finish.
6 miles, now less than 6 to go. 3 laps. Dennis Moore, 0.5. He's got that 10th back that he had 2 laps prior. He's got some draft. He's going to be into the 0.4 as they get to turn 3. What can he do? Does he have a last-ditch effort? He's under 4.5 tenths. He's going to push up into turn 4. He has a strong exit here. He's going to make a little bit of a show. He might be in the 0.3 getting the turn one here.
Two to go. They'll be working their way to the back straightaway. They'll take the CRN one to go this time by, and it will be the final lap for 100 laps, 200 miles. Caution free. Devin West to the line. He'll see the white flag, Jeremy. One to go for the number 5 from Shelton, Washington. He's looking for his 3rd win if he can hold on 2 more miles.
He's got this thing under lock and key. Keep it going. Hit your marks. You got this, man. Here we go. Dennis has nothing for him. He's just going to try to see how close he can get. He's got good draft. He's going to break it a little bit. Like there's some kind of threat from Dennis Moore. 2 sets of corners left. He's going to take the inside lane. And just like that, Devin West is going to pick up his 3rd regular season victory of the 2025A circuit. Congratulations, Devin West, with the checkered flag again.
Devin West picks up the victory. It will also be career win number 34 for the number 5 of Devin West. Career start number 194 tonight. Gives him his 114th top 5 and 139th top 10 finish in his Northwest Racing Series career. Flag to flag, Jeremy. Devin West gets it done here at Michigan. 200 miles, 100 laps, no Banana Republic flag.
No yellow flags, and that was the closest we've seen. The pole sitter also winning the race, but Devin West is going to spoil that still in 2025 as he's going to burn it down here on the very large front straightaway here at Michigan. We get ready for, of course, the fan favorite, the high 5 salute as he's kicking up dirt. He's kicking up smoke, tire marbles, and then way more after that. Here they come.
Yeah! Dennis Moore with a big shot there.
Couple misses.
Time of race, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 20 seconds when the checkered flag failed. Devin West. Oh my! Was that Paul Newton? I think it was.
My
wow, John Ondenbacher, there's a pace truck there.
Before Ottenbacher, too, someone hit Devin and flew up into the air afterwards. That was insane. Or super bouncy car parts. That's it.
Let's take a look at the results for tonight here at Michigan. Devin West will pick up the win, his 3rd win this year, 4 if you count the clash or the duel at Daytona. Devin West wins again. Dennis Moore 2nd, Dan West Jr. 3rd, Tyler King, Ryan Bloom your top 5, Paul Newton, Sean Brightsman, John Ondenbacher, Kevin Smith, Roy Grande, all on the lead lap. Jeremy, they finish in the top 10.
And 11 through 20th on the back half. Troy Daggett in the 99, the last driver to finish on the lead lap. 12th on back, 1 lap down or more. It's going to be Steven Paulison in 12th, Dan Lowther in 13th, Frank Harris, P14, Scott Hutchinson in 15th, Dana Rogers ends up in 16th, Jeff Stabnow 17th, 18th place belongs to Corey Eichelbarger, 19th, Stephen Bartlett, and Chris Kynes in the 57 ends up in 20th.
Race summary one more time, presented by Virginia 811. There it is. Big old goose eggs for total cautions, caution laps. 11 lead changes. A lot of them happened during pit stops. And when it's said and done, it was a battle between Devin West, Dennis Moore. Dennis Moore thought he was going to run him down, but he ran out of time. And when it's said and done, Devin West picks up the victory. Well, Jeremy, buddy, your final take of tonight here at Michigan, man. Hope you get to feeling better. And we will see you Thursday as we plan to broadcast that race at Five Flags Speedway with ARCA. And obviously, remember, the Northwest Racing Series truck and ARCA will be off next week for Memorial Day.
Appreciate y'all. We're doing good. We're on the uppity up. I'm going to be there on Thursday. If we go live, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to feel great. Michigan, unlike ARCA, completely different.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising, but at the end of the day, you saw the best of the best get it done here at this 2-mile facility. Job well done. 0 cautions. I love it.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will grab the word. I'll grab the word with the winner, Devin West, to the podium. Sure, Jeremy will be back with us on Thursday, and we will wrap it up from Michigan. Congratulations to Devin West. Back with more in just a moment. Post-race is next. Stay with us. Back here in Michigan, getting ready for post-race interviews to talk to the podium drivers at the end of tonight's events of 200 miles, 100 laps that went caution-free. We're also at the top of the hour. We'll pause quickly for 10 seconds of radio identification for those that are listening on the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network.
All said and done, it is Devin West winning flag to flag here, caution-free at Michigan. His third win, points win of the year, 4th overall on the Northwest Circuit of season 12. And Devin, another phenomenal job, buddy. How you feeling? And obviously, you know, do you take the ARCA race for what you did on Thursday to get you hyped up for what this race provided for the trucks? I mean, for the most part, the ARCA race was good. It finally got cautions at the last 20 laps. But, man, you guys went the distance caution-free.
Yeah, I thought the draft just wasn't nearly as strong in these trucks. So I kind of had a feeling we get a little spread out. Not as much as we did. But I think just with trucks that drive better, those ARCA cars are so tight and the draft is so strong that it's just so tough to really do much different than everybody else. And then I don't know. I've had a hard time with those ARCA cars all season long, just trying to save tire. The setups just are not jiving with me right now. And so I knew coming in tonight, I wanted to try to redeem myself just, you know, for the headspace a little bit. And so it's nice to get this done.
But I'll tell you what, man, I mean, it just seemed like you, maybe your dad, and Dennis Moore were just kind of in another world than anybody else. What do you attribute that?
Well, I think all three of us kind of got out front early, and I think, you know, for these long runs, just clean air and just if you can just roll without any drama and anybody kind of pushing you or getting next to you, I mean, that makes a big difference. And I think we're able to just do that kind of sort of and just push each other, and just kind of build the gap. And I think our trucks are just good. I know I made some adjustments pre-race that I liked quite a bit. I wasn't too sure about how they're going to work out, but they went pretty well. So,
well, buddy, before we let you go, please thank your sponsors, and man, we'll see what you do.
No, it wasn't. It was a lot of cautions, wasn't it? Hope the Five Flags is a little different. We can actually get some racing in, but I look for that a lot. Hopefully, the short track guys from real life show out for that one. We have a good car count. So, yeah, I just want to thank Jeff and Sean and Dad and John and Brett for just the sets they bring to this series. I mean, that's basically what I contribute just about all my success to. And then also Team LSRTV, big shout out to them. LSRTV up in the booth. You guys are always great. Love watching the replays. And then Effective Web Solutions, Motorsports Distributing, and Kenny System Hardwood.
There you go. There's the thoughts of, again, Devin West picking up the victory when it's all said and done here tonight. And as I aforementioned, another phenomenal season continuing for the driver of the number 5 of Devin West. 3rd win, points win, 4th, solid podium run, another good points battle. I got a feeling it's going to be a battle between the West and the Moors for the championship.
Never got past him even if I was on his bumper because it's just so hard to pass on old tires here. He just ran a perfect race and he deserves to win. I thought the race was a lot of fun. I thought if we were going to get cautions, it was going to be early, and we didn't get those, so I knew it was probably going to go green from there.
I'll tell you what, man, another solid race, if you will. I mean, if you're not going to win the race, you're at least being consistent.
I was trying to get to him there. It just never could happen. The points race throughout the season is going to be fun, and then championship, playoffs will be a lot of fun as well.
Well, buddy, before we let you go, please thank your sponsors. We'll see you on Thursday for ARCA at Five Flags. And obviously, we're off next week, so have a good Memorial Day.
Yeah, you too. I want to thank everybody in the Northwest Racing Series, Jeff, Sean, John, Dan, all those guys that helped put the series on. You guys with LSRTV, Win Racing, Kevin, Ryan, and then Bomb Speed Setup Shop. Thanks, guys.
There you go. There's Dennis Moore. He'll finish in 2nd. Let's grab now Dan West Jr., father to his winner, Devin. And I'll tell you what, Dan, another good podium finish. But, man, it seemed like your truck, after maybe that last pit stop, the handling might have went away. Do you feel like that's the attributing factor to not being able to run down Devin's son, Dennis, for the win?
Well, if I would have left it alone, I might have had a chance, but I couldn't do that. I like to tinker too much, and I actually tightened it up, and that was definitely the wrong way to go. So even if I would have left it alone, though, Wesley, those guys were still in another field. I mean, I feel like they were taking care of their tires better than I was.
I got you.
So, I was definitely a solid top 3, but I tried to make an adjustment thinking I could sneak on them a little bit, but it didn't pay off.
Well, nothing wrong with a podium finish, though, right? I mean, it's another good point state for you for 3rd.
No, I finished towards the back of the last race, so I needed to definitely get some more points. But I had a good seat. I mean, Devin and Dennis put on a hell of a show, I felt like, for you guys, and so that was fun to watch.
And obviously, when you attribute or you look into where we are right now in the picture of things, I mean, I think we've got another 2 solid, month and a half of racing. And then if you're not in the playoff picture, you better start buckling down. But you and Devin and Dennis, I don't think you guys really or Paul Newton, y'all really don't have to worry about it that much. I mean, pretty much you guys are being consistent, or at least being where you need to be points-wise week in, week out. Maybe a bad race or two, like you said, but for the most part, it's been a consistent season for you.
Yeah, it has been. Jeff's been building some really good sets, so I felt like we've been competitive. I mean, I feel like if it's been a problem, it's been me, not the set. So I just got to get my head in the game, and looks like we're going to miss some races here coming up. We're going to the dunes. So I'm not really sure. I probably need to get myself a win.
Well, buddy, before I do let you go, man, please thank your sponsors.
I definitely like to thank LSRTV. You guys are awesome up in the booth. Effective Web Solutions, Motorsports Distributing, and all the guys on the team for just being great guys.
When it is all said and done, the race lasted 1 hour, 11 minutes. Again, 6 leaders, 11 lead changes, and no cautions. And it is Devin West who picks up the victory. That is Dan West Jr., his father, congratulating him, and obviously his thoughts on being on the podium. Remember, the Northwest Racing Series trucks will be off next week. Can't even believe I'm saying that, here tonight after Michigan. We will be back for race 10, and that again will be at the Atlanta Motor Speedway Super Speedway version. At Watkins Glen coming up. Homestead, Miami, Darlington, Auto Club Speedway. Just some of the tracks that you want to check out for the Northwest Racing Series trucks. And don't forget about the ARCA Northwest Series Five Flags Speedway Thursday night. Remember, they'll also be off for Memorial Day next Thursday as well. For everybody at the Northwest Racing Series, Sean Breitzman, John Odenbacher, Jeff Stabnow, all the amazing crew, Rocket Racing Media, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, for Jeremy Stanley, I'm Wesley Outland. Congrats, Devin West, winner, flag to flag at Michigan. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Atlanta.